Let's start with a really wild thought. What if there's another version of you out there? Someone who made that one different choice you always wonder about and is living out that alternate reality right now. It sounds like pure science fiction, but today we're diving into one of the most profound and mind-bending questions in all of science.
So let's really get into this, right? The idea that you could have a cosmic twin isn't just a fun what if. It's a genuine possibility that pops out of our best, most tested theories about the universe. The implications are absolutely staggering, so let's break down how this could actually be real.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with what a multiverse even is. Then we'll explore three of the biggest theories out there, check in on the hunt for actual proof, and finally, get into why this whole idea is so incredibly important for science.
Okay, first things first. When physicists throw around the word multiverse, what are they actually talking about? Because this is a concept that has officially leaped out of comic books and landed right in the middle of theoretical physics.
Basically, the multiverse is, well, it's the whole show. The entire cosmic shebang. It's the hypothetical collection of every possible universe, ours included. So you gotta stop thinking of our universe as the whole book and start seeing it as just a single page in a library that might be infinitely huge.
And you got to understand, this isn't just one single kind of out there idea. The possibility of a multiverse actually comes up from totally different fields of physics like cosmology and quantum mechanics, and each theory paints a wildly different picture of what those other universes might be like.
Okay, so let's ease into this with the first and maybe the most straightforward kind of multiverse. This one doesn't even need any new exotic physics. All it needs is for space to be really, really, really big.
Imagine our observable universe, that's everything we can possibly see, is like the view from your front porch. But our best science tells us the neighborhood, actual space, just keeps going, maybe forever. And if you have an infinite amount of space, with only a finite number of ways particles can be arranged, then eventually the math says you have to get a repeat, an exact copy.
So how far away is this twin of yours? Well, according to cosmologist Max Tegmark, you'd have to travel this far. That's a 1 followed by a string of zeros so long it's basically impossible to even comprehend. So while your double is almost certainly out there, yeah, they're not exactly next door.
All right, let's level up because this is where it gets really weird. What if other universes don't just have different starting conditions, but totally different rules of physics?
You see, the theory of eternal inflation suggests that the super-fast expansion of the early universe never completely stopped. It's still happening in the vast space between universes, while some pockets slow down and cool off, forming these little bubbles. And each bubble is a brand new universe. It gives you this amazing picture of our universe as just one bubble in a vast, endless cosmic foam.
So let's just nail down the difference here, because it's super important. In a level 1 multiverse, every universe is playing by the same rulebook, just with a different shuffle of the deck. But in a level 2 multiverse, each bubble universe could be playing a completely different game, with its own unique particles, forces, maybe even different dimensions. And now for the headliner, the one you've probably heard of, born from the absolutely bizarre, yet unbelievably successful world of quantum mechanics. This one isn't happening light years away. It's supposedly happening all around us, every single second.
You know the famous thought experiment, right? Schrodinger's cat is in a box, and until you open it, it's somehow both alive and dead at the same time. This is called superposition. Well, the many worlds interpretation says, what if when you open the box, reality itself splits in two?
So the universe doesn't have to choose an outcome. It just branches. In one universe, you open the box and see a live cat. In another, a brand new branch of reality, you see a dead one. Both are equally real. Every tiny quantum event could be splitting our reality over and over again.
So can you jump between these quantum worlds with some kind of portal? According to the theory, nope. They're on different branches that can never interact. Every choice you make, every coin that lands, might just be creating new branches on this colossal, ever-growing tree of realities.
Okay. This all sounds amazing, right? A little bit like a movie plot. But this is science, and science needs evidence. So can we actually test any of these incredible ideas?
Well, there's no smoking gun, not yet. But we do have some tantalizing clues. For instance, astronomers have found these weirdly large, cold spots in the afterglow of the Big Bang. Some scientists have speculated this could be a cosmic bruise, the scar left over from our bubble universe bumping into another one. On top of that, the simple fact that our best theories, like inflation, just naturally lead to a multiverse is, for many physicists, pretty compelling evidence on its own.
But we have to be intellectually honest here. A lot of brilliant scientists, like the cosmologist Paul Davies, are deeply skeptical. They argue that if you can never, ever observe these other universes, then is it really science? Or is it closer to philosophy? They say that believing in an infinite number of unseen universes requires a leap of faith, just like any other belief system.
So, if it's so hard to prove, you might be asking, why does so many of the world's top physicists take it so seriously? Well, because the multiverse, as an idea, could be the key to solving some of the deepest, most fundamental puzzles about our own universe. Think about this. The constants of nature in our universe, things like the strength of gravity, seem perfectly, almost impossibly, fine-tuned for life to exist. If ours was the only universe, that's an insane coincidence. But in a multi-universe with trillions of bubbles, each with different laws, it's not a surprise at all. Of course we find ourselves in one of the rare universes where the conditions are just right. We're here because we couldn't be anywhere else.
So are parallel universes real? The honest answer is, we don't know. Not for sure. But what science has done is transform the question from fantasy into a real, testable possibility. And it leaves us with this incredible mind-bending thought. The reality you and I are experiencing right now might just be one story among an infinite number in a vast cosmic library.